1 second. Okay, we're good. Yeah, we're good. Okay, we're live. And I'm Dr. Daryl Wolf, and this is DocStar TV. And I'm really honored to have Dr. Bruce Fong on. And before we start, we're talking about healing and recovery. And I'm going to tell you guys something. And believe it or not, most practitioners, whether they be medical or they be holistic or natural, whatever you want to say, okay, they never think about this. But believe it or not, whether you're trying to help someone heal, recover, or stay healed, there's only one thing. It's energy. If you have them on a protocol, whether it's something physical, external, internal, if it's not creating energy, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's BS. It's bad science, bad belief system. It doesn't work. Now here's the deal. Who do I think I am even saying this? But I'm going to tell you, 95% of all of the healthcare out there doesn't create any energy. It doesn't, and guess what is energy? It's electricity. Okay. Now this might rattle some cages, and I'm not trying to do that, and it's not like you're in a cage, but you might want to rattle my cage. Understand something. I believe in God Almighty. Well, how could I not? How could I not? Every time I stay connected to my breath, my source, I focus on that, my life just goes better. Now understand something. But the reality is that's what it is that is the greatest energy source in the universe. It created the whole universe. And here's the part that I have a problem with. If you want to get rid of energy in your body, then you're going to have dysfunctional belief systems. That's the best way to get rid of your energy, like putting chokeholds on yourself, telling yourself you're not good enough, making yourself feel guilty. Understand something, it's all about energy. It's always been about energy, but not about that. It's all about electricity. Do you know that it's all electricity? It is light energy frequencies. And that's it. And I'm going to tell you something. IGF-1 gives me one of the best energies I've ever had in my life. Okay. When I was younger, I did drugs. When I was younger, I did alcohol. When I was younger, I did sugar. To give up sugar, you know how many people don't think they're eating sugar because they're so deep down the rabbit hole. I'll go through their day with them, and they'll go, "Oh my God." We'll just add that up. Add up all the stuff that you think that you're not doing that are stimulants that have sugar in them because you just don't even think about it anymore. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Now, IGF-1 gives me energy, and it does not stimulate me. It helps to regenerate me as long as I'm taking it. Because if I stop taking IGF-1, the effects of IGF-1 will wear off because IGF-1 is made from human growth hormone. And IGF-1, the human growth hormone goes into my liver, makes IGF-1, and it gives me the hormone. It gives me a modulator, okay, that only people have in their 20s and early 30s. They don't have it when they're almost 70 years old. I'm almost 70 years old, and I kick butt. And understand, it's about electricity. You know, the day that I am no longer in this body, I will have no electricity. There's no electricity in here. There might be the odd little twitch, okay, for a few minutes after, but that's just the last of the electricity leaving. Let me say something. People that are healthy have energy. People that are healthy are full of electricity. People that aren't healthy aren't full of energy or electricity. And understand something. We can have people that are in bed, can't get out of bed because their mitochondria won't make enough ATP to give them energy. But we got to get them out of that bed. If you don't move it, you lose it. And if you stay in that bed long enough, you'll get more depressed. And then guess what? What do I have to live for? and then you get jealous of your family. Your family gets tired of looking after you, because they do. They've got their own lives. The reality is this. I don't know what we would do with IGF without IGF-1, okay? All right? It almost came to a point where I wasn't going to be able to sell IGF-1. And I'm just like, oh my God, I don't like that. I didn't go into shock or anything. But the reality is it's because of my patients. My patients need it. It's not addictive. But if you take it every day, you will have the vitality of somebody in their early 30s or in their 20s. That's it. People go, this has got to be a drug. I said, if it was a drug, you would have an aftermath effect of being exhausted, or you'd have a headache, okay? Or you just wouldn't be able to think straight. I said, so if you were taking it, and then if you don't take it for a few days, your energy levels will drop, of course, because you got to understand something. You only had energy, all that energy when you were younger because you were making it every day. But now that I don't have the human growth hormone that I had when I was younger, okay, and it's gone, I don't have the IGF-1. So all I'm doing, and if you don't believe me, ask Dr. Fong, he won't lie to you, maybe I will. The reality is that IGF-1, you take IGF-1 or you have IGF-1 made by your liver, and guess what? There's nobody that has a blood test that can tell you that there's any difference. They look exactly the same. Ours is all natural. The body just loves it. It just says, thank you very much. And guess what? It doesn't just give you energy. It's restoring you. Like people actually, I have people that come to me and they go, okay, what did you do to yourself? You look younger than you did years ago. Well, what did I do to myself? Yeah, that's right. It's what I'm doing for myself. Dr. Fong, how are you?
Good morning, Dr. Wolf. I'm doing great, and I'm proud to say that a lot of it for me is also taking the IGF-1. It helps me get through some crazy times and even busy patient schedules and things like that. And so again,
traumas that your patients are going through?
Yeah, unfortunately, such is the life of a physician. But yes, I have patients that sometimes just need a little extra help, and I was dealing with one this morning already. So again, it's all about understanding that you've got something that God put together in the first place that was the essential element, if you will, that keeps your body functioning at that level that you need it to be functioning at. And
yeah.
I give thanks for the fact that we actually have this available to keep ourselves going.
Yeah, so today, everyone, we're going to be talking about recovery. You know, what does a person do? You know, the reality is this. Okay, so I want everybody to take a look at this. Everybody doesn't realize it because you can't do better till you know better. But people are actually out there, and people create all their own diseases on an unconscious level or a conscious level. You know, I can tell you times where I ate terribly, drank terribly, did drugs or just treated myself terribly on an emotional level because I hated my life, because maybe somebody didn't love me like I thought they needed to, or because I felt like I was a failure because I would have all these expectations and then I would just kick the living crap out of myself, okay? On an emotional and physical level. Now understand something. People say, well, how much will I need to do IGF-1? Well, I don't know. How much did you kick the crap out of yourself? Okay? How long and how strong did you go with the indoctrination of the majority? Because the majority of the population, you cannot follow them. You cannot listen to them, but you can love them. But you can love them. And the majority of the population, people say, well, people are waking up. No, the people that are awake are waking up even more. But the people that aren't awake right now are not waking up. So I don't really know who's talking about that. That's people who have a small circle. I have a huge circle of people. I mean, you know, we have, and I do mean this, we have millions of people that watch our videos and come on our platform. And the reality is the people that are awake are waking up more, becoming stronger, finding their authentic self, standing in their power, able to say no when they go to Christmas dinner, Thanksgiving dinner. Okay, about the alcohol, about overeating, the miscombining, the sugar, all the crap, because they know that they're just going to feel lousy. The reality is that How much do you need to take for recovery? It's different with every patient, and I think you're gonna find out because Dr. Fong works with this kind of stuff, and that's what he does. I mean, this morning, okay, all right, he was late coming on a show, and I'm still upset with him, and I'm trying to get over it. But oh wait, I'm over it now. Okay, but the reality is this. Is that, you know, every patient is going to need different care because every patient has a different personality and they create different realities for themselves. And some people wake up sooner and they don't kick the living crap out of themselves. You know, like, and people will do things like Dr. Fong's helping a patient, and I'll let him tell the story. But, you know, the reality is whether you're taking prescription drugs or whether you're taking street drugs, they're both drugs. Dr. Fong?
Absolutely. So, Dr. Wolf, I mean, again, everything you said, I can't agree with more. I mean, the real issue is that no matter what it is, we've got chronic illnesses or even acute illnesses that affect our bodies significantly. We have a new steady state because we start taking medications that we feel are helping at least our symptoms, or at least covering up our symptoms. And those things change, if you will, your energetic flow or your balance as well. But really, overall, it's putting you in a state where your body ultimately is starting to slowly degrade because you're not fixing a problem. You're actually putting a Band-Aid on it. And just as the case this morning, I was taking care of a patient, and can't get into too many specifics, but needless to say, here at our clinic, we look at things a little bit differently. We started treating this patient for his ailment, and he felt so well that he decided to stop all of his tranquilizer type meds as well as his pain meds all at once. Which, you know, obviously from any standpoint, that's probably not a smart idea. So folks never do that without consulting your physician. But the bottom line was, you know, so we're talking about balance. When you're taking those things, they create an imbalance, but I guess your body establishes a new balance is probably the real way to say it. It's not a good balance. So I'm so happy he was feeling so much better, but he on his own decided to take himself off of everything. And unfortunately, he went to an acute withdrawal episode, and we had to basically take care of this person in the emergency room this morning. But he's doing much better. But again, it is really about putting yourself into a much better balance. And that is, you know, the term holistic basically kind of covers it, but not really. Really, it's a whole body, mind, and spirit balance. And as Dr. Wolf says, it's really, I truly believe that there's an energetic balance that's in there. Homeopathic medicine, for instance, if you guys don't know what that is, everybody looks at the words, and it means treating like with like. So you take what makes you sick, you dilute it down, and you put it back into your body. But how that really works is you're creating a resonance energetic feedback that creates a healing. By canceling out the bad energy that's there, you're creating an equal and opposite energy that basically breaks the back of whatever's making you sick. For a better example is in homeopathy is when I teach students about it, it's about the opera singer. Everybody's seen the opera singer hits the really high note, and then they shatter the glass. But what most people don't realize, it's not specifically just getting loud or you know, or just being in a sounding a certain way. Well, you are actually finding a very specific frequency, and frequencies are very critical here, and it's probably a little beyond the scope of today, but just understand when you break the glass, the atoms in the glass are always vibrating at a specific frequency. If you happen to hit that frequency just right, you disrupt that molecular bonding energy, so to speak, and the glass shatters. So in a nutshell, homeopathy tries to utilize the same thing and shatter the glass of whatever's making you sick. So likewise, with what we're talking about today in IGF-1, we're trying to establish a better energy that allows your body to actually be the fullest it can be, and to actually create an energy, so to speak, that helps to keep out the negativity, to keep out the pathogens, the toxins from the environment, so that even when they try to assail us, you have a ability to resist them. And in this case, since we're talking about recovery and repair today, so we utilize whatever means we can. And again, being an integrative physician myself, I can use anything from a conventional side, or if you want to call it allopathic side, versus a integrative homeopathic, whatever side. I try to seek the best that I can for all my patients and then utilize those methodologies. As we get patients better, just as Dr. Wolf was talking about, the body starts to readjust. Even the energy starts to readjust to a better pattern. Sometimes that adjustment period can actually be a little disruptive, but we can actually help that period to be much more effective. And again, the introduction of something like the IGF-1 compounds we're talking about here, and again, these are complete growth matrices that you're introducing, not just insulin-like growth factor 1, but insulin-like growth factor 2, and about 13 or 14 other growth factors that are in there that will maximize your body's ability to repair tissues, to restore tissues, to reduce inflammation, and allow your body to put itself back together in the right place. In Dr. Wolf's terms also, you're actually helping to adjust those frequencies so that these individual growth factors all try to put things back on the correct track, that energetic is maximized so that you can heal as well. So again, you can look at this at so many levels, but it's incredible. I mean, again, this product is literally a deer antler velvet extract. It literally is coming straight from a deer antler, being cold pressed and then mixed with a liposomal delivery system, which allows you to get it right into your bloodstream. But the most important part is it's straight from something that, now I'll say it, it's what my creator, God, designed. And so we're not messing with that. We're not trying to isolate one factor. God's got it perfectly balanced. And so we don't want to necessarily just take one factor out of it and hope for the best there and not expect side effects. In this particular case,